Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of The Voice of Castle Law. I'm Gary Davidson. Today we're going to take you through the top 10 reasons that you will fail a home inspection and the reason that you will not be able to get top dollar for that property. Today I got a very good friend of mine, Jeff Kohl. Jeff is with OC Restoration, and this is something, you've created something that I didn't even know existed. Something that for all of the real estate agents, all of the buyers, the sellers, the investors that I represent who consistently, what's the one thing that happens in our industry where we lose deals? It's on that inspection. And you've created something to help almost eliminate all that. So what is this all about?
So I'm in real estate myself, and we just closed on a house today, and there were inspection problems that our company was able to take care of. But what a lot of these contractors don't want to do is come out and change one outlet. They're going to charge you $200, maybe $300, maybe $150. Everyone's rates vary. Then you have to call a plumber out, and then they're going to charge you show-up fee, and they want to charge you even more. What we decided to do was create this niche market where we have all the licenses under one roof, and we can send all the guys out at once. So you make one phone call, we show up all at once.
So when you say licenses, I mean, are you talking like radon, mold, all those big things?
So there's a radon testing license, and there's a radon mitigation license. There's a roofing license you need, a plumbing license, electrical.
And you have all
license,
those?
All those in-house, correct.
Wow. And so what are these top 10 things? What are these things that we need to do to make sure? Because I know when you have a property and it gets, we call it killed in the industry, or the deal dies during the home inspection. When that property gets relisted, it's a wounded duck. I mean, we've gone through that with a couple properties, right?
We
so
have.
You never sell that property unless you get really lucky for the same price as when it came back out in the market. So getting out in front of some of these issues that are going to kill a deal, scare a buyer, taking care of those in advance, that's going to make you sell that property for higher. So what are those things?
So top 10 reasons you'll fail a home inspection. This is not in any specific order. This is just top 10 that we have found over our research is radon, roofing issues, electrical, plumbing. So those first four, you're going to need a licensed contractor to come out for. We have all four of those in-house. The next six, mold. We are certified for mold. There's no license, but we are certified by IICRC. There's window and door issues, asbestos and lead paint. Again, you need to have a license for that. Foundation problems, termites and pests, and chimney damage. So we can come out, take care of all that under one roof. You make one call. We schedule everything once. So you don't have to take 3 days off work, 2 days off work, whatever that might be. And we're not charging you multiple show-up fees. This is, we come in, we give you a price, what we think it's going to be. And if we're there longer, we're not charging you more. We're giving you a base price, what it's going to cost.
So, guys, if you're trying to get the most for your property, do you want your buyers to find out that there's some mold in the property? We all know mold's not a huge deal if it's fixed. Do you want to see foundation problems? A lot of these people are first-time home buyers, and when they hear safety hazard, electric, mold, roofing problem,
All the buzzwords.
those are huge buzzwords. People freak out. And so getting out in front of this, getting the property ready, getting it looking nice so that you can maximize your return on that investment, it only makes sense. And I'll tell you, as a real estate attorney, #1 in Chicagoland in terms of volume, you know, having something like this, I see every day clients who are my buyers back out of properties because they're scared, because they can't handle that financial burden, because they're going and they're hiring an electrician, then they're hiring a plumber. And for my sellers that are frustrated because they're trying to move and they're trying to coordinate things, and then all of a sudden they're trying to coordinate things. I've never seen this before where it's all under one roof and you'll come out there and you can do all these small things that individually don't cost much money. I mean, if you try to get a plumber out to unclog a sink, good luck, right?
Good luck.
But you can do all of those things, and each one of those little things, it makes it worthwhile for you.
Makes it worthwhile. So obviously we have to send multiple guys out with different licenses, but we can come out all at once. So again, we're saving you time. I mean, how many deals have you seen fall apart for something under $500? It's maybe they said, no, we don't want to take care of it, or they can't pay for it. A lot of times it's $500 because you're calling 3 different companies out. You know, we are saving money for that specific reason. We're not calling 3 different companies out. We're not charging those show-up fees. For us, we just did a project. The total cost was $600. They had bid out, and it was over $3,200 total by 3 different companies.
So we're talking 5x almost.
5x.
Well, actually more than 5x. 5 times 6 is 30, so 3,200 is a little more than 5x. So 5 times the cost. So you've saved your client money. Now, how does this work, Jeff, in terms of are you coming out and analyzing whether these problems exist? Do you need to have an inspector? When do you recommend that you're involved in this process?
So typically what we have done is once the inspection is done and the report is sent to the buyer, they will tell the seller's attorney what the problem is. A lot of times the seller's attorney will send us the inspection report and say, these items is what we're doing. How can you quote us out for this for my seller? And that's what we'll do.
That's awesome.
So
now, I've got another idea that we'll just talk about here extemporaneously. I mean, for you people who are selling properties, for you listing agents, what about this novel concept? Have a home inspection done before listing the property.
Have your radon
Fix all
tested.
those things by your company or company like Jeff's. But I think Jeff would be probably the right person. And then have that inspection report laying on the counter showing that everything's good with a clear radon, all of these things, so that the buyer's mind is at ease. It's almost like buying a certified vehicle, right?
Correct.
That's awesome. I can't tell you. I mean, if we closed 1,500, maybe more closings last year, we see on average 25% of the deals fall apart or become very, very complicated during that home inspection process because it's extremely overwhelming. It's extremely stressful. The seller's trying to move to Florida. They're trying to move to their next house. There may be, all sorts of things going on in their lives. And the last thing that a seller needs to do is organize 27 home inspector people, contractors, whatever we want to call them, to come in and coordinate dates and times and mobilize, and maybe the person can't get in 3 weeks or get 27 different bids for each item. It's a one-stop shop concierge service to come in and do all of these things at once.
Correct.
So can you give me an example of a situation that's happened recently where you've been able to save a deal?
So recently we had one where we saved that couple thousands of dollars. So they had an inspection. They had bids put out after the inspection, and they just said, we can't afford this. Someone had recommended they call us, and I told him what our bid would be, and he was a little hesitant because of the price we gave. It was a little bit lower than what they had gotten. He said, can you tell me why? I said, well, we have all these things under one roof. We send a couple guys out. It's done. It's knocked out. We go on to the next one. We're not charging show-up fees. We're not charging overtime. We give you a base price. That's it. I've been able to create this very small niche market, and that's why it's worked out for us. We went in. We got the inspection report. We looked at it, know how much materials we need. We know how much our labor is going to be. We sent them a price. We were out there 2 days later. It was fixed on Saturday, and house closed on Monday.
So, Jeff, if I were to call you and say, hey, Jeff, this is Gary Davidson. I'm realtor with Joe Schmo, and we've got these 5 problems. What does that look like in terms of time, how fast it gets done? Because a lot of times, obviously, we need things done very, very quickly.
More complicated things like plumbing, where you're going to have to open up walls, maybe retile something, you're probably looking at a week, maybe 9 days. You got to come in, you got to drywall, you got to mud, you got to tape, you got to paint, and then if you're putting tile back up, maybe in a bathroom. You got to have the plumber come in, our guy. So they can't all be in there at the same time because someone's got to demo that. Plumber's got to go in, maybe fix a valve, fix a leaking pipe, whatever.
But
that may
that's
be.
7 to 9 days from
Start to
me
finish.
phoning you and the person being out there doing the work. Not 7 days to come out and look what the problem is.
7 to 9 days till it's complete.
That's unbelievable. That is fantastic. Well, Jeff, I really appreciate you providing that insight. I didn't really know this product existed.
And it doesn't. It's something we've created a niche market for. I've had problems with it, being a buyer and seller myself, and a couple of my buddies have, and I said, let's do this.
So, here at the Voice of Castle Law, I'm always trying to provide extreme over-the-top value to help the people that we work with get from point A to point B in the quickest amount of time possible. That's my commitment. Jeff and I have worked together a long time. We're friends more than we are business partners, but we're both. And I appreciate our relationship. This is Gary Davidson, where we're here to help you create that life worth living, that legacy worth living, and that business worth owning.